Hi, thanks for visiting JM4 Land. Um, I am starting to embark on a bit of a journey where I have about 2.5 acres in northern San Diego County. And so far, I have tried to kind of create a little bit of a food forest. I've planted some trees, done a few things, but haven't really taken it seriously. And so now my plan is to really get this thing in gear. I've done a lot of infrastructure work, but then once I started, I really didn't follow up with it. So if you look down here, right down here, I had done a bunch of things that I basically terraced different sections down here, put a little ice plant so it didn't get washed away in the rain. I actually put a drainage pipe down there because this whole thing was a huge kind of crack that went all the way up from that fence up there, went all the way through here, and it was about 4 to 5 foot deep. Um, so basically, I've kind of done little things to kind of catch more water to kind of, and then have that pipe down there for overflow, because when the water really starts raging through here, it can really cut and just outdo anything I'm going to do. Um, but yeah, so I started terracing and then I let it sit. And out here where we're at, we're kind of out in the wild out here a little bit, and the weeds will grow like 6 feet in a year, and it's a lot of maintenance to take care of. But as we've kind of started to go, I've cut little roads in. I have a little Kubota BX23 um, and started cutting little infrastructure things in to kind of get things going. And so as I start, and you'll see that I've started already a little bit. I have certain trees planted. This is a peach tree, but as you can see, it's not very happy. Um, that thing needs a little bit of help. Um, and let me turn you around. It doesn't look like I can, but um, this little tree right here is it's a nice little peach tree. Gave us about 11 peaches this year. Not much for peach leaf curl this year. I started spraying it with kaolin clay to try and deal with these little small snails that we have all over everything. And if you look down here, you can kind of see some of the snails right there. Here's one right here. And they'll tuck themselves up underneath the leaves. And they don't see, here's one right here. If you can see this, they'll just tuck themselves up in here. And then they don't really eat too much in here, but they will grab onto the bark and leave like a scab. So I've been trying to deal with that. They're just kind of scattered throughout. Um, so as you can see, I've kind of started up. I have like an apricot tree right there. This is just a wild native tree. I had a cherry tree there, didn't last. Had a guava here, didn't last. I think the gophers got it. And then I have an apple tree up here. This one, as you can see, it's gone. Didn't have a cage. Out here, we have to put cages around them for both rabbits and gophers. Here's a little Fuji apple tree. Again, with the kaolin clay, trying to deal with these snails. I haven't really kept up on it enough this year to keep them off, but it definitely slowed them down. So I think if I kept up on it a little better, they'd be out of here. Blenheim apricot, great little apricots. Snails got them all. And so I'm still going through this property. I've had it for about 3 years, 4 years, and planted little things along the way. Here we have a loquat. Has not fruited yet, but it's healthy. And again, covered in these snails. They're just everywhere. All inside the plant, right here. And during the winter, when we have this crazy weeds, they seem to just take over, and they just bloom during that season. This was an existing uh, orange tree, really good oranges. If anybody sees in the comments, it's the kind with that nice little bump on top. I'm not sure if it's an orange or a mandarin, but they look like oranges to me. And then here's one that's been here forever before we got here, and it has the rootstock took over. So most of the fruit that you might see on here is not edible. I mean, it is horrible. Like, not just sour, not just not sweet, but just absolutely bitter and sour. And I think what it is the owners before us just didn't care about it too much. So, but as you can see, I've cut in a little road here, and started maintenance. I have some old avocado trees that I'm trying to nurse back to health. They actually were really nice and healthy last year. We got a lot of rain, and you can see they're kind of getting a lot of burn. Here's a really nice avocado tree that was here. But yeah, I have some thornless blackberry up there, and then I just ran wires on this fence to kind of hold my passion fruit. But as you can see, I'm just kind of trying to get a hold of this property and take the reins of it and really get a move on with it. I'll show you down here, and as you can see, we have a lot of the castor bean plants have taken over. Elderberries are everywhere, and the elderberries, there was a tree back there that was loaded, and the birds got everything. I was like, kind of, when I found out it was elderberry, I was like, wow, that's cool, native elderberry. And the stinking birds or squirrels or whatever, rats, whatever, they got all of it. So there's not really much on it anymore. Next year, I've learned you got to protect your fruit. You got, especially out here, if you're living in a semi-rural area, you got to protect your fruit. There's so many critters out here: squirrels, gophers, rats, mice, all sorts of birds. Here I have an XL fig. As you can see, I'm protecting it. We have a little, excuse the plane, but we have a fly out here that will go after our figs, and they'll embed themselves inside and then just ruin it. Same thing over here. So tried to basically protect all the figs on these little young trees. And then as I go up here, I have an ice cream bean tree. If anybody has seen these, they're delicious fruit. A couple artichokes, a little guava tree. These are Chinese lanterns. They're pretty fun. They almost died back, and a squirrel came in and loved to eat this thing and kept breaking it. Like, it's broken right here. There was all sorts of things that they were coming in here and eating it all, but as they did it, they would just keep breaking everything. So over here is like vegetable garden. So I've got more tomatoes than I know what to do with as far as Romas. These are San Marzo Romas. Delicious. I got Lucid Gem, some large cherry tomatoes, and then a couple of chocolate stripe tomatoes. I got a bunch of Japanese and Armenian cucumbers, butternut squash going, some Italian squash over there, zinnias. Corn, we just had our first corn tonight, and that was really good. So tasty. And a beautiful little, check out that little red sunflower here. Such a pretty sunflower. And more to come. We got a skyscraper. And then under here, I made this net to protect my veggies, and this is spaghetti squash and sweet potatoes, and I have onions in there. I let my cilantro go to seed, so I have it every year. More zinnias over there that took off. And then as I come up here, I like me some palm trees, and we have some bananas. And this is my little nursery. In here I have dragon fruit, peppers. These are Canary Island date palm seedlings that I got from Santa Barbara. We happened to be stopping, and they're popping out of the ground everywhere. Some watermelon, more cucumbers. In here you can't see them, but these are papaya. And I put 3 in a pot, hoping that I'll get a male and a female. These down here are pepino melons. These little guys. Tomatoes, asparagus, more of the blackberry. This right here is goji berry. I have some fig tree cuttings, strawberries. Got some beans. Another round of beans. We're gonna go. Little ice cream bean sprout. And yeah, so this is just the little nursery. Little nursery I have to keep closed up in this big cage because the squirrels will just annihilate everything. So yeah, that's a quick little opening tour of what I got going on, and more to come. I'm gonna keep posting these videos and try to keep people posted on all the fruit I'm gonna grow and all the food, and I'll be able to take it around probably to some of the local churches and give it away to some of the churches, whatever I'm not going to eat, and kind of go from there. So anyways, thanks. You guys have a great day, and God bless.